Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to another video. So today is quite a special one today. This is going to be with my friend and student inside of the Oracle, Julio. And in this interview, really just went over his journey from start to finish. So at the start of this year, 16 years old, had no experience in sales or appointment setting. All he had was a passion and a hunger to make it work. And then fast forward to now, he's making almost $2,000 in commission at 17 years old on a good offer. And we just broke down the whole process A to Z, both on the technical side, on how he landed the offer, as well as some technical appointment setting advice. So you guys can book more meetings and close more deals way easier than you probably already are. So make sure you watch this video in full, take notes. And if you wanted to reach out to me and Julio, and both of our Instagrams are linked down below. It's been very inspiring to see how far he's come. So I really wanted to share it with this video today. And if you are interested in becoming the next one-on-one student inside of the Oracle and emulating Julio's success, then link in the description to apply, as well as some more information. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and let's get straight into it. Okay, we are rolling. So, Senior, it's a pleasure to be speaking with you.
Good to see you, bro. Great to see you.
For the guys that don't know who you are, or maybe they know who you are, but introduce yourself real quick.
Yeah, so I'm Julio. I'm 17 years old. I came from Venezuela, but now I'm based in Manila with this guy. And yeah, I've been not really an appointment setter, but like a salesperson for the last 6 months.
Yep, salesperson for the last 6 months. It's been a wild 6 months since last time we started.
Yeah.
So let's just have an honest chat, bro. Like, how's that whole 6 months been? I remember we first spoke in, I forgot the name of the restaurant.
And it's like a grill house, roadhouse, roadhouse, something like that.
Some steak restaurant I've never been to. And he messages me out the blue. It's been a few days after New Year. And he messages me out the blue. I'm like, Matt, I want to learn what you're doing. Like, I can get my dad to help pay for it. Just tell me what's going on. Give me a rundown, and I'm serious. And I was like, okay, where do you want to meet? We met for lunch, had the whole talk, and he's like, he's in and he's committed. And yeah, ever since then, life's been pretty different for the both of us. Not just for Julio, but for myself too.
Yeah.
So yeah, just how's the whole 6 months been for you, bro?
Dude, it's crazy. I mean, I want to actually share a little bit of the story why I messaged you in the first place, because I had a dinner with a close friend, Evan, and I was just asking him, and you guys are close as well, and then I was asking him, like, Evan, what does Matt do? Like, what kind of business does he have? And he told me, like, oh, he's an appointment setter, and then he told me how simple that work really is, and then I got interested because I thought, like, dude, it's pretty simple work, and turns out 6 months in, it really is, man. And yeah, bro, that's what was the question again?
Yeah, how's this? Yeah, just I think how's the 6 months been, bro?
Yeah, the 6 months. I mean, in
quite
the
a wild
trenches,
ride,
bro. Yeah, in the trenches. I remember one of the first day that I got into your course. The first video I saw, emotional cycles of change. I took notes of all of that. I was impressed because uninformed optimism. I went from uninformed optimism to informed pessimism to valley of despair.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And I was there for a while.
Yeah.
And then now I'm at informed optimism. It's pretty great.
Yeah, that's pretty good there. Huh? So before all the sunshine and rainbows, tell the guys how, like, where were you mentally, like, basically where was your life at before New Year's rolled around, before you made that leap of faith into, because we're friends, like, we've known each other for a solid year before he started working with me and I taught him everything. So before that, we were going to the same church and we were friends, we had the same circle. But like just before New Year, like, just tell them kind of where you were mentally or in life in general.
Dude, I was really focused a lot in high school, but I was really getting tired of it, bro. Honestly.
How so?
Tired of it because I felt like my energy and attention was going nowhere. And like, I don't want to get into that cliche topic about like, high school is useless.
It's all
or
good,
anything.
bro. It's your opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Of course. Well, I think high school was never. I hated all my life, bro. I hated my experience here. But knowing Evan, knowing you for over a year now, about like 2 years or more, knowing you guys, it really, I felt that pressure of like, geez, these guys are like my closest friends, but if I want to make myself valuable, like take make the most out of our friendship, I know that I need to start something of my own because these guys are business owners, and
Yep.
so I was always growing that desire more and more. Especially since like December last year, we started growing closer, and I started hanging out with you guys more now. So, yeah, it just kept on growing more and more.
Yep. What was that point where it grew so much that you're like, right, I need to do something about it? Because going into the next year, I don't know what you were thinking. I mean, you can tell me like what you were thinking, what was going through your mind. How much longer did you want to stay in that position of, having it grow more and more? But like, what was that shift that made you like, okay, I want to reach out to man, I want to get serious about this? Because it's not an easy feat by any means, getting into something like this, learning a skill that doesn't take overnight to
Dude,
learn.
yeah, if I'll be honest with you, bro, like, excuse me, what changed for me the most is that I found out that this world of make money online isn't hard. It's actually very simple. And whatever I was investing my time in, with all the other projects, all the other forced assignments upon me, all those other chores, I could have invested my energy in making money online and making a living for myself. So that's what changed. Like, I just realized how simple it is. So I just said, like, why can't I go? Fuck it. Let's just do it, you know?
Okay, for sure. And pretty much we met up, had some steaks, ran you through the whole process, and you were like, yeah, let's do it. Actually, first, let's go back to my condo. Let me get my parents' blessing, and we'll get started. So
Yeah.
that's what happened. Got stuck into it, straight into the course and the mentorship. Started teaching him everything, the ropes about appointment setting. And because bearing in mind, bro, you were new to this. You had no experience.
Yeah. No, actually, pretty much no experience in sales.
No sales experience. You never sold a thing in your life.
Not really, yeah.
Exactly. So that's what makes it even more inspiring, in my opinion. And I just have the notes here of sort of like similar questions I want to ask because I want to make it structured for you guys. But when you got in, bro, so obviously you talked about valley of despair. You talked about uninformed optimism. Talk to the guys more about what that looked for you exactly when you first got started, because everyone has this idea of make money online. It's so cool, you could work from anywhere, but they don't see what goes on behind the trenches that Julio had to go through, what I had to go through. So kind of talk to them through like the challenges you faced so far when you were just starting.
Dude, I cannot fuck, like, this stains on my shirt is so annoying.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
But no, it's fine, bro.
Okay.
I mean, doesn't matter.
No one's gonna see it.
What I, the biggest thing that I've faced being there, and like the biggest trenches, my side at least, was that I had to just keep on doing the same thing over and over. Because it really isn't, you don't have
Like
to,
what?
like, outreaching, outbound, doing the work, I'm sending the messages, I'm trying to book calls, trying to do the same thing over and over. Geez, like, for 4 months.
Yeah, 3-4
Yeah.
months, like first quarter of the year, just straight
For just doing the
trenches.
same thing over and over. And of course, like, you get bored of it because there's nothing new. Then you try, of course, some new tactics, but you just master that same thing over and over. So I just kept on going at it. At this point, like, there's a point in time where, of course, I felt like, oh my gosh, I want to quit. I don't want to do this anymore. But then another point was like, I just kept on working out on autopilot. Like, I just got up and started working like a zombie, dude. Just doing the same boring work that
Yeah.
got me to where I'm at.
What did your days consistently look like at that time? And you were going to school still, right?
Yeah.
Like how was it like balancing school with trying to figure out appointment setting?
Oh, well, school, I actually was absent most of the time. Just trying
Okay,
to
so you're
focus.
absent most of the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know some of you guys are watching this and you're wondering, can you balance school and appointment setting? Can I balance work and appointment setting? This approach, Julio's approach is not for everyone, but he didn't attend most of his classes. But you can go into that. Like, what was your day-to-day look like?
I mean, what can I say? I got up, I went out, and I went to the workplace and I just started grinding. I mean, opening Instagram, sending out messages, and doing that all repeat over and over again. And then the other side was like I was hopping between roles because I kept on struggling and I kept on encountering the bad roles.
Yep.
So
Big
it
one.
was it was just like such a slow paced, boring process. Yeah.
Yep. And then on the school side of things, I know you said you weren't attending most of the time. I remember that story you said when you were using your phone, right, one time in school.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's that story, bro. I was just because this was around April, March, good
Yeah.
March. I was already three
Around
months.
there, yeah.
I was already 3 months in, appointment setting, and I was like working. So it was around lunch period, 11 a.m. and lunch period. Everybody's out, nobody's studying class. They're just eating, playing, talking to their friends, whatever. And so what I would see around is like bunch of students just around tables using their cell phones, of course, secretly hiding from the teachers. And then I decided to, if they're using their phones, then I can probably use it. And I'm not hurting, I'm just there, texting and doing my important work.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I was there at the table alone, and then the teacher walked up to me, bro. A teacher walked up to me. Out of all the students that she could have chosen, I was the one that was standing out because I was alone. So she walked up to me and she said, like, why are you using your phone? There's a cell phone ban, no phones allowed. And I said, like, teach, what can I tell you? I mean, I'm working, I'm busy. So it's like, still, no cell phone ban. And I didn't apologize. And then she said, like, expect a report from me. And I just told her, like, give me all the reports that you want.
Hey.
And of course, you might feel like I felt kind of I got plus aura at that moment. But what I was just feeling was pure rage, bro. At the teachers.
Yeah, and what happened? Like nothing.
Nothing.
No ban,
bro.
no nothing.
No ban. I didn't actually get reported in the end. I just got scolded by like the head teacher, but that's it.
That's it.
Like I didn't get no suspension, nothing.
Yeah,
So,
back to business. Yeah. Sometimes that's how far you got to take it if you're trying to pursue something great. And especially with you, what I really respect about you, bro, is you're still young. You turned 17. How long ago?
In January, bro.
In January. So around the same time, we started working together. And this guy had his 17th birthday. He's got he had a way head start compared to me and my other friends. So the problem though with a lot of young people is when they get into something like this is they're all talk but they're all bark but no bite. Like they'll say they'll do anything, they'll work as hard as they can, they'll put in the hours, and then when the work actually comes in front of them, all you hear is crickets. But one thing I really respect about you, Julio, is like you backed it up. Like I remember you'd show up almost every day, co-working with the boys in the same place, and you'd put in the work, and you were locking in. Even when you had school, when you didn't have school, when you were in like a bad mood, when some personal stuff was going on in your life, whether it wasn't. So where do you think that kind of like comes from?
Why I kept on pushing forward?
Yeah, like that discipline to just show up no matter like rain or shine, bro. At 17.
Dude, because if I don't do this, then I feel like I don't. What else am I gonna do? I keep on doing this because it's a commitment I made, and I want to see how far you can take me. How much can I master?
Amazing. I love it. Yeah, burn the boats. Gotta go all in. So at that time as well, I know you said you were hopping on and off offers, you were doing the same thing, you were setting hella outreach, you were going to school as well, and you were in like valley of despair at that point, would you say? In terms of commission, how much money you've made, how much did you like make at that point? And you also worked on one of our friends' offers, so maybe talk about how much you made on there, how did you get the offer?
My first offer?
Yeah, Savvy Expat.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
it wasn't very long, but
it was just 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was like a trial offer actually to start out how it feels to appointment set.
And that was like you made your first commission there.
My first 2 commissions. I made $75 on each, so total $150 USD. And from that moment
so funny.
to the next 3 months, bro, I didn't do shit.
Yeah, so
I didn't make anything.
Yeah, bro. So that was like a good start initially, and then things kind of went south, but all for a good reason. And you can watch the video on my channel. I taught my Venezuelan friend appointment setting. It is in the same exact condo 6 months later on the floor, just in that room over there when Julio was first starting out. And if you watch to the end of that video and you have that attention span, you'll know that he booked a meeting within 30 minutes of me helping him make his script. So to go from that point and then the next 3 months of valley of despair, no results, and then fast forward to now, like, how's life? What kind of offer are you on? You don't have to say the name, and how much like commission have you made? How far have you come? Just tell them the story of like the hero's journey.
Yeah, I mean, bro, my offer it's a trading niche, so we offer mainly selling, but more like upselling in that one.
Like phone closing.
Phone closing,
basically like a faceless sales call.
So it's basically that. And this offer I got on it. I've been on. This is my 3rd month now. We're in July as the time of recording this video. We're in July. I got on it in April, April 29.
Like month 1, month 2, month 3. How much did you make initially? Because it wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
You're still going through the trenches too.
For all of May, I only made $400, 400 USD. So more than what I made my first time, but then like $400. And it was tough because I would see the other setter, because it's me and another guy at that point, and he would make 1,400.
Yep.
So it was like, shit, I'm missing out so much. And then the second month come by and everything like way better, bro. I made 1.5K.
1.5K.
Yeah.
Second month?
June.
Yeah. So first month 400. Second month, 1.5K.
1.5K.
It's a big ass jump, bro.
Honestly. So it was crazy, bro, because for me, I feel like it's such a big achievement for me to be able to make $1,000 at my age.
Yeah.
So
when I was 17, I'd get excited at like $150 commission. Like I'd be screaming and shouting, but this guy, like I said, he had a massive head start, and he's made his first grand online, and more to come, bro. Like, sky's the limit.
Honestly, bro.
What would you say? Because 400 in 1 month, and going through the trenches, I know it's not easy because you have the other setter there, and he's making like thousands of dollars more than you, and you have that competition. But you also wonder, like, what the hell am I doing wrong? What's missing? And then you go from that month to the next month, and you did 1,500. Yeah. What would you say was like the biggest change that caused that? 'Cause that's almost a 3x jump. That's over a 3x jump in your income.
Yeah. Of course, I kept showing up on everything, but I did my internal work on, like, instead of just trying to do, like, putting in the work and see what just goes, like throwing your effort out there and just see where it flows to. I tried to more like pour my effort into more strategized ways on how I can improve my sales skills, on who should I contact and who can I sell to?
Okay, so strategically knowing who you're gonna contact, what time, how many follow-ups, like you were a lot more strategic about it. In terms of outside of that business, how are you like working on yourself internally? Because I think that's a really important part that most people miss. What did you change in your personal life?
How am I working myself internally? Well, actually, I invested in a new mentorship besides you. He's
also my mentor, by the way.
Yeah. This guy showed me his course, he showed me his plans, and this guy is like no offense to him, but he's like a spiritual guru. He really talks a lot about spirituality and then how to do your inner work. And so one of the biggest things is, I saw a video about him. He made like 21 habits of successful people. And one of it was like, successful people show up every day. And I showed up every day and I was disciplined to what I was committed. Of course, there's some days that I could lack in between. The effort's what counts. And for me, like, smallest change, it's crazy, man, because the smallest change that I did, that I said, you know what, I'm going to do this every day. This is just last month.
Yeah.
Just made like $300 just in the entire month. $300 in the entire month of June to just within 1 week.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
I did 1.2K. Why? Because I just decided to start fixing my bed every day when I wake up.
Just fix your bed, bro.
Just fixing my bed every day when I wake up. And it's pretty stupid because it's not stupid. It's pretty silly because like, wow, how can fixing your bed help you earn so much money?
Yeah, triple your commission.
And it's just the act and the energy that you just pour out in your life by just showing up every day. That's how it is. That energy that you pour out, because everything's energy, that energy that you
100%.
pour out, that effort you pour out, that you know what, I'm going to be committed, disciplined to doing this, is going to affect your lifestyle. What you wake up to, what you see every day, is going to affect how much you're going to earn. And that's easy as that. For me, before I left, I said like, okay, I'm going to fix my bedroom real quick, fix my bed. I left my bedroom clean. I have like a couch in my bedroom. I have a table and everything. I left everything neat before I left. I didn't miss a day that week where I made 1.2K. Didn't miss a day. It was insane, bro.
Yeah, and you came a long way, bro, because 6 months ago, you were a different person. You never even thought about, I don't know if I can say this, but like, you never that guy I thought would like clean your bed, clean your couch. You know, you're playing video games back then and doing typical 16, 17-year-old stuff. I think two things I respect about Julio is he's not just all bark and no bite, like he actually follows through with what he says. And second of all is to just see how much he's grown up. Like, yeah, he went from 16 to 17 years old in like the span of 6 months, yeah, but it feels like you've aged a lot more than that internally.
Dude, my dad, it's crazy because, yeah, when I started, it was like, when I was a boy, I used to think like a boy, and I used to feel like a boy, and I used to vision like a boy. Now that I've decided to change my life, my father has just been telling me, you're no longer a child anymore. Even though you're not 18 yet legally, you're an adult now. You're an adult.
He told you that?
Yeah, he told me that. Before I went out today, he told me that, like,
wow.
Son, yeah, you may still be 17 years old, but in my eyes and what I see, you're an adult now. You're earning money, you can work for yourself, you can handle for yourself. You know how to drive, you know how to do all of that. Even though you're not legal, you know how to do most of the things that an adult can do.
Wow.
And so...
How did it feel when he said that to you?
I don't know, bro, because it's like I still don't see myself as an adult. But it's like a tough pill to swallow because now I have to depend on myself. I cannot be depending on my parents anymore. I chose this path, I chose this life, and early quick. And actually a pretty amazing thing to say is that my mom, she was telling me like, son, what we would expect from you to achieve 10 years from now. What do I mean by this? 10 years from now, you have 2 years left in high school, 4 more years in college, and then you have 2 more years to get a job and a stable income. What you would achieve from 8 years, you achieved it already at the age of 17 with me earning money.
Wow.
So it's crazy work, bro.
Heavy stuff. Getting that from your own parents, bro.
Yeah.
They've seen the growth, for sure.
They have. My mom. My dad hasn't told me himself yet. He was pretty happy the first time when I told him that I already made $1,000. But my mom told me that my dad feels super proud of me. And to feel that pride from my dad, bro, it's like shit.
Yeah. It's gonna be it's one of the best feelings, if not the best.
I feel like I want to cry, bro. But yeah, bro, it's crazy. My dad always tells me this, like, son, we had real conversations. Your family, we have reached different levels. If my father reached a level 20, I have reached a level 75. But I want you to reach a level 120, 130. And for your kids to reach a level 200. And to keep on being better for generations to come. My dad keeps on telling me, I want you to be better than me.
I love that.
So yeah.
Bro, I'm proud of you. I feel like a second father to you, bro, honestly.
A big brother, bro.
And we've only known each other for like, what, 2 years? That's it? 2 years, bro. Time doesn't change friendships. I don't know what the quote is, but yeah, where am I going with this? So internal work is like 90% of it. It makes a big change. Even the smallest things you can change will make a big impact. This is not the typical interview I thought I was going to do, where we just talk about setting and tactics, and we can get onto that. But if there's one thing you can take away so far, guys, is master your internal work, and it's going to follow in the external. Sounds super guru-y, but like Julio's a living testament to that. I've done it too. I've seen it happen for my own life. I'd say it has a big part in why I'm here today, is my internal work, the mindset, the habits, the routines, etc. So we can get into more technical stuff, because I don't want you to cry. You can't cry, but like it's
Nah, I'm not gonna cry, bro.
Nah. I don't want to make it like a tearjerker. But how much time would you say you're putting in right now, day to day, into appointment setting? Because a lot of people, they ask, how long do I need to commit into appointment setting to make money? So for you, like, how would you answer that for
Dude.
your situation?
The last week of June, how much time I was putting? Solid 6 to 8 hours. Minimum.
6 to 8 hours.
I mean, you might say like, oh, I worked fucking 16 hours, I worked 20 hours, I worked 12 hours. No, bro, I just did 6 to 8 hours. Just pure deep work. I just did like super efficient work, bro.
Efficiency.
Efficiency, bro.
We say that's the key then. Efficiency, doing things
bro.
fast.
Doing things fast, efficiency, and, well, a thing that really helped me, bro, is that I would spend like, I think like 2 or 3 nights straight when I was just outreaching like crazy with this role, doing music in the background, bro.
Music.
I was just dancing and everything, vibing to the song and writing on the laptop.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Awesome. Like a lot of people, especially young people, they struggle with focus. Some might say for example, ADHD and whatnot. And first of all, that's out of respect. You might actually have it, but since a lot of young people have cooked dopamine receptors now, what are some tips or advice you can give to people like our age who struggle to focus? And because they have big dreams, they have big goals, but focus is like the first step. If you can't even focus on the goal you want, how are you gonna get there? So, like, what would you say to them?
The more you focus on trying to focus in work, you're going to focus less.
Explain that.
Dude, I mean, instead of me just worrying so much, like, okay, I cannot use my phone, I cannot open messages or anything, like, you would have this phone addiction, of course. It's a bad thing, but it's real. So it's what I have.
Yep.
Fucking phone addiction.
Makes sense. So, like, a healthy phone addiction. You're like working instead of doom scrolling.
It's more like I don't care too much about trying to not use my phone. If I feel like I want to use the phone, I use it, but for really quick, just to like, I don't know, stimulate my dopamine levels and then just get back to work.
Okay, makes sense. And I imagine like build that habit of waning it back, like tapering it back, so you get to a point where you can like focus pretty much for longer periods of time. Got it. In terms of the offer, bro, another thing that people in the appointment setting space struggle with is getting on a solid role. I know you've been through your fair share of roles, and not all of them were, sunshine and rainbows. Had a good OTE, good lead flow, etc. Right?
Yeah.
So with your role, tell us how you managed to land that. What was the process like? And
how did I manage to land it, bro?
Yep.
Shit. You connected me, bro.
Oh yeah.
You connected me on that role. Is it like a trick question, bro?
Well, yeah, we both know how you got connected, but because like look, they could have picked anyone else to pick the role who's maybe more experienced, more charismatic, more whatever. But like, why do you think they went with you? Like, how was that process like speaking to them and then getting onboarded? Because found it through the Oracle guys. Oracle.
It's pretty crazy, bro. Because when I got on this role, I was actually like zero experience in the niche itself.
Yep.
I didn't know how to close on the phone. I didn't know. No. I never did phone setting, bro.
Yeah, it's quite a jump.
I was like, fuck, why am I even going to this role in the first place? The only thing that got me on is that it said that the OTE, well, I'm not going to disclose, but said it was pretty high. It was like higher than your usual appointment setting role. So I was like, I want in this. Okay, it's phone setting. Okay, fuck it. I'm just going to call if I have to do it. And so one thing that I've learned from the guys, my team leader, is he helped me on the role, but it's like he didn't really give me much attention. He just throw me out there in the arena. He says, okay, good luck. Fight your beasts. I had to learn everything by myself, bro. How to handle all of it.
And look where you're at now, bro.
Honestly, bro.
So you're pretty confident on it? Like, if you were to just do a cold call right now, could do that?
Yeah, I could definitely do that. Of course, having a script on the side, I could do that. But yeah, it's like it's not really hard because I was desensitized.
Desensitized, yeah.
To the fear of calling people. Of course, I still feel it somewhat, but desensitized of feeling bad afterwards if I mess up a call.
That's the key, bro. Desensitize. You gotta numb yourself to the pain.
Yeah.
And repetition, bro. You've been doing God knows how many dials at this point for this offer. So right now, fast forward 6 months, a guy with no experience prior and 16, 17 years old, just a kid with the dream. And fast forward to now, he's made $1,500, almost $2,000 in commission, doing something that's arguably harder than DM appointment setting, phone closing, for an offer he's never had experience in. What's next for you, my man? What's the vision?
Closer.
Closer.
Closer is the next one, bro.
That's
You see those
next level.
that Andre guy, Josh Line Sales. I want to reach that top level, bro.
Closer.
Closer.
Awesome. Specific numbers, like how much you want to make as a closer? What's the ideal, like best scenario? You know, if I made
30K
this
per month, bro.
30K per month.
30K per month.
Awesome. How do you want your life to look like based on where you've been right now? Like,
What do I want my life to look like?
yeah, sounds like a sales call to be honest, but like genuinely, like what's the vision from here, bro?
Dude,
What kind of man do you want to become? Let me ask you that.
I kind of man I want to become. I want to be a man that is a father who my kids could look up to, bro. Honestly. I have this obsession of having a beard because my dad can grow like a full-grown beard.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just like a symbol of being a man,
Yeah.
being able to provide. And that's what I want to have, bro.
You're gonna get there, my man. You're gonna get there in due time.
In due time.
For sure.
Yeah.
One foot in front of the other.
Just being a man, bro. Honestly.
Would you say well-rounded as well? Because he's not just been hitting the dials. He's been going on his runs as well. He's been looking after his body. He's been looking after his relationships, and it's been like I said, it's been inspiring to see, bro.
Yeah, man.
How far you've come. So, in terms of like, you could say, I want to move it a bit forward here, a bit quicker, but technical advice, setting advice. What's like in a nutshell the best setting advice that you've picked up in these 6 months that you would like to impart on aspiring setters?
Don't follow the script.
Don't follow the script. Why not?
Don't follow the script. As I mentioned, when me cold calling, I would like a script on the side, but that's just for guidance. Introduction. Everything else, I would like to handle it on my own. Don't follow the script, bro. Like how can I say it in a simpler way? Don't sound like a robot, man.
No.
Don't follow the script. Fuck the script, bro. If you truly want to help people and make people feel like you want to earn money, that you want to help them, and that you want to earn money from that, you cannot follow the script, bro. You cannot send scripted messages.
Yep. Got it. Why do you think most setters, most closers, they fail to break away from the script?
They're afraid to think for themselves, bro.
It's a bar, bro.
They're afraid to think for
facts.
themselves.
Yeah, guys, you gotta break from the script.
Like-
It's training wheels. It's training wheels. It's good for the first 1 to 2 weeks, but if you really want to reach that top level, scriptless setting, scriptless selling is the way to go. If someone is on the fence, I ask this in every interview, but if someone is on the fence, they've watched the YouTube videos, they're like, Julio, that sounds great and all, but I just don't know, man. Like whatever's holding them back from potentially getting some help, investing in some mentorship, whether it's the Oracle, someone else, what would you say to someone on the fence?
Either way, you're going to lose something by starting. You are going to lose something by starting. Either it's money on the mentorship, or either it's time, either it's effort, either it's friends. If you were thinking of building that business or like wanting to start sales or whatever, bro, you just need to be willing to lose something.
Yep.
So that's what it is. Or not lose.
Sacrifice. Yeah.
Sacrifice.
Said at the same time. Sacrifice. Choose the things you're willing to sacrifice, guys. And it all worked out in the end. Anything else you'd like to say? I think that's pretty much it, guys, from my end. Any other last words for the guys watching at home?
Reach out to the Oracle.
That's my guy. So, yeah, we went way longer than usual, and that's completely fine. We went pretty deep about setting and outside of setting. But guys, if you want to reach out to Julio, if you want to speak to him, where's the best place for people to reach you if they want to connect
Instagram,
with
bro.
you? Okay,
It's
Instagram. What's your Instagram?
So _, Julio Espinoza.
Okay.
With a Z in the end.
Okay, I'll put his Instagram in the description. And yeah, if you want to connect with Julio, if you want to speak to him, both of our Instagrams are actually down below. So if you want to speak to me, if you want to speak to Julio, you're more than welcome to. If you are interested in joining the Oracle, getting on a good position, going through this transformation, making money online, whether you're 16, you're 17, you're 27, you're 37, doesn't fucking matter at this point. You know what to do, guys. Link in the description. Apply. I'll speak to you guys soon. And other than that, make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe if you're new to the channel. But anyways, this has been the Julio student interview. Thanks for your time, brother. Thanks for sharing some very, very deep you know, details about what's going on in this past 6 months. And I think a lot of people will be inspired, bro, to say the least.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for having me here again.
For sure. All right, guys, take care. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.